Hey, this is Nurse Teresa coming back at you with another video. I just kind of wanted to say thank you to those who have started reaching out to me about having my channel. And I hope to make this successful, and not for me, but for the other nurses out there, and that we can fellowship together and come up with new ideas and wisdom for each other, and knowledge and experience. Today's topic is how to survive nursing school. So you probably clicked on this video because you were trying to find out how you could survive nursing school. But I'm going to tell you this. I'm going to tell you how to live while in nursing school, not just survive. One of the misconceptions that I think happen to a lot of prospective nursing students, or when you first start in the program, is that you feel like you won't have a life, which is not true. And I remember saying at one of the meetings that we had when we had new prospective nurses come into the program, for changing. One of the main things that I did say to them was that you're only as good to your patients as you are as good to yourself. And so what that really means is the fact that in order to truly be able to dedicate yourself when you go to work, because you're not just going to work to do a laboring job or to do something that's just a job, you're there for a career and for your patients. So in order to give your patients the best, you have to treat yourself the best. I am guilty of not sometimes doing it for myself, but we have to find time in order to have me time. One of the first tips that I would definitely say in terms of living during nursing school is balance. When I first started nursing school, one of my professors said that some of the most successful people in life are those who know how to balance. And that kind of resonated with me. It really stuck with me. And I realized that the more that I did not always skip that outing that a friend asked me to. Now, you do every so often, but I would make time. And one of the most amazing quotes that I heard from Denzel Washington when he was on Oprah was, you have to do what you need to do so you can do what you want to do. And that really stuck with me also. It was like an anthem for me. So if I knew that I had a friend who wanted to go out, or had a party, or there was a baby shower, or there was a wedding, or something happening socially that I was invited to, I would make time for it. And the way I would do that is I would do a little bit of work at a time every day. I would not wait until the last minute to cram in information. And when you do that, you're not really learning when you think about it, because you're just learning, I'm just adjusting a little bit. You're just learning for that test. You're learning for that moment, and you're not really taking in the information. In order to really understand and take in and comprehend all the information that you're being given during nursing school, you need to do a little bit every day. So let's make that a part of our priority, doing a little bit every day. That brings me into my next tip. When I was going from my RN to BSN, one of the professors required us to read this book named Many Habits, Bigger Results by Stephen Guise. I'm going to try and put it into this video. It's available on Amazon, Kindle. It's 99 cents. They're not sponsoring this or anything like that, but it definitely is a wonderful and great tool, because it taught me how to make stupid goals. And what I mean by stupid goals is you try and train your mind into thinking that you're accomplishing something so great, when in reality, you may be accomplishing just a little bit, but it motivates you. And just for an example, in relation to nursing school, I would say to myself, you know what? Based off of this a new type of thinking that he discusses in his book, I would literally say, okay, I'm going to read one sentence out of this chapter that I have to read. Because as you know, if you don't know, when you're in nursing school, when you're thinking about going to nursing school, you are required to read a lot of chapters. It's not just, and it usually is just for one test. One test sometimes can be like 20 chapters or 11 chapters. And I don't say that to discourage you. I tell you that to be real with you. And in reality, a lot of that information is really valuable. And so in order to get through it, What I used to do is say to myself, I'm going to read one sentence. One sentence. I mean, who can't read one sentence? You know, out of the 20 something pages that one chapter is, who can't read one sentence? You feel like, okay, this is so dumb. Okay, I can go ahead and do it. And you do it. And then the next day or a couple hours later or whatever you want to do, you say to yourself, okay, I'm going to read another sentence. You read another sentence and you find yourself wanting to read more than just that one sentence. And every day that you read more, or you tell yourself, I'm just going to read one sentence, and you read more, you feel accomplished and you feel like you did something. So it makes you want to do it again and again. And you can do that with so many things in life, with weight loss, which I'm trying to get back on. And it actually worked for me at one point. Before I had gotten pregnant, I actually lost over 30 pounds. And I'm trying to get back on it now. But I would definitely say, again, you can use it with everything in life. It's a great read. Check it out. The next tip, I'm just looking at a little bit of notes that I made. Proper scheduling. When I was in nursing school, again, I did not wait until the last minute. I tried to, you get at least maybe like 3 weeks or 2 weeks sometimes before you know the next exam is coming up, or 4 weeks even. That's really great. Use every day wisely. Use every day. Don't use one day of like, oh, I'm going to just chill out. No, use it to do even just the littlest bit, because it'll make you feel good. And after you've trained your mind, you'll want to do it again. I've recently figured out and realized a really great scheduling for myself now is something called block scheduling. Block scheduling allows you to say to yourself, well, in this time frame, I'm only going to be focusing on this. And this time frame, I'll focus on that. Because sometimes I feel like for myself, when I was in nursing school, we would have so many different chapters to read or something like that, and we would have one main focus. Sometimes just focusing on one thing sometimes used to get boring to me. Not just because, you know, the topic was boring, it was just me as my personality, especially if you want to spend hours sitting there studying the same thing, it can get daunting. So what I would do is I would separate my energies and my time between a couple of things. If we had a chapter to read, I would block it off to read it in this amount of time, give myself 20 minutes. Or if we had a lesson plan or PowerPoint to review, I would review my notes. You know, any time of the day, I would just block it off. And again, if you do have to ride the bus to school, or if you have to do some type of form of transportation where you're not driving yourself or something like that, utilize that. I used to have to take the bus to school, and it allowed me to read over my notes. You know, sometimes you want to listen to music, but take that as an opportunity to listen to your lesson plans. If you can, read over your notes, everything like that. It really helps. Next tip that I would definitely give is to build relationships in nursing school. Build, 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 build. These people that you are with, they're more than just your classmates. Some of them can be lifelong friends. Some of them will be there for you through thick and thin. And sometimes you can find your best friends in nursing school because you're going through the same thing and nobody else knows about that situation and the experience that you go through in nursing school than somebody else who's in nursing school. I have a couple of people in my life still now to this day that I'm still very close to, that I met in nursing school, and it allows you to exchange numbers and emails with people. So if you're not going to be there for any type of reason, you have them as a contact in order to say, hey, can I get the lesson plan off of you? Or, hey, can we make a study date? You know, it really helps to build relationships, and it helps you get through school and together, teamwork. Because as you get older in the nursing game, you're going to realize that you cannot be on an island by yourself. I heard that from somebody when I was in an interview. You have to be able to work as a team, and it's that teamwork that's really going to take you to the next level. Next thing I would definitely say, which probably should have been number one, is find out what type of learner you are. For me, I was very visual. I used to like to highlight things with so many different colors and pens and things like that. And doing that for me would allow me to be able to see where something was on that page when I was taking a test, because I was a visual learner. Again, there's so many different websites you can try and find out what type of learner you are. Are you an auditory learner, audio, that you have to hear things? Are you somebody that can simply see something and remember it? Or are you somebody that needs to touch it and do the skill again and again in order to understand it? Do you need to make maps and diagrams in order to truly grasp the information? Find that out soon and quick, sometimes even preferably before you start nursing school, so that you can better study. One of the last things that I will say again is review, review, review. Review. I cannot say and stress this word enough. It ties into doing a little bit at a time each day. Don't wait until the last minute to do something. Don't cram it. It's not going to get you anywhere. Even if you cram and you pass the test, will you pass the life test? You have to ask yourself that. Will I be able to really grasp and understand this information and apply it when I actually become a nurse? Ask yourself that. And so, again, I hope you enjoyed this. To wrap up, one of the main things that I would say again, be good to yourself. Be good to yourself, because being good to yourself, as I said, is going to treat your patients so much better. And I remember being told by somebody in nursing school, well, not in nursing school, I had actually become a nurse already, and I just started in med surg. Your attitude determines your altitude. And that is such a true quote. I don't know who quoted it, who said it, but it was a patient's family member that told me, because they were impressed by the way that I was treating them. Again, come into nursing school with the right attitude. Come in there holding yourself up as a professional. Even that you can have fun with people and your friends and everything, but remember what you came here for. Why did you go to nursing school in the first place? And hold on to that thought and come there with dignity, professionality, love, kindness, compassion, not just for your patients, but for yourself. All right. Good to see you. I hope to see you again. And I'll see you on Friday. I will be posting every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And yeah, have a blessed week.